Hey kids, you are about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith. Do not try to prevent anyone from listening to this podcast. Don't be a jock blocker. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I would like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as epicanthal folds and public displays of affection, so I will try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer Cameron.
Oh, hey, Dr. London. What's up, man?
Hey, did you...
You good? We all good? Podcast going good?
Yeah, well, we're doing it right now. I don't know if you...
Yep.
You
yeah,
good?
I'm in it. Yeah, I'm up. Sorry. You can probably see in the background. You know, as everyone knows, we're still social distancing, so we're not recording in the studio right now, where we're all recording it from home and you know, doing the whole Zoom thing. But I've been having to take care of my cousin Trancy, and she is awesome. She's great, but she can be a little bit of a handful, and especially, you know. But I'm letting her, you know, be her. And, you know, just letting her kind of like, and she's just, sort of,
Is everything okay?
You know, she's just, exploring and discovering things. And
Okay, well, I can see on the video feed, is she,
she's expressing herself in a lot of ways, and I don't want to take that away. I'm just going to close the door while we do the record, so that way, you know, she can have a bunch of fun and play her games and everything in the other room.
Is everything all right? I know you.
Oh, everything is perfect, and everything is awesome, and I am an excellent babysitter. I'm the best babysitter, and you know, I am trying to prove that to my cousin's parents.
Why are you trying to prove that?
Well, I boasted about it a lot. Honestly, I wasn't even supposed to be babysitting, but I kind of, when I was around them at the last family reunion, I kept talking about how like I am awesome at babysitting. I'm the best babysitter. I'm the coolest. No one can babysit like me. But I had never tried it before.
Okay.
I was just talking big. It made me feel, you know, proud.
People tend to talk that way about, say, like their intelligence or something, but for you...
Oh, so you think I'm not the best babysitter in the world?
I just don't understand why you would want that to be your sort of claim to fame.
I just thought, at the time, you know, it made me feel cool. And there was also another cousin who was a really good babysitter who I'm kind of jealous of.
Oh.
So I'm trying to...
So you're competing?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, what's the other babysitter's name?
I haven't asked.
Okay, it's just like word around town.
Yeah, I've heard from other cousins. I'm not trying to compete really with anything. It was just I heard from some cousins that we have a cousin who is a crazy good babysitter. And it made me jealous, and so I sort of loudly, kind of going around at everywhere, and sort of being like, "Oh, you know, it's 10 p.m. If I was babysitting right now, the kids would already be asleep, because that would be the responsible thing to do as a babysitter."
So you were going door to door, knocking on the door.
No. This is at the family reunion with all the cousins.
That's a little better. And so your icebreaker was to say...
No, it wasn't really an icebreaker. It was more like I was just saying it to myself.
Just talking big.
Loudly in a way, sort of where people feel obligated to listen even if they don't want to.
Yeah, and to make that the topic, even if that would obviously not be the topic for everyone.
Well, there's no topic. I'm talking to myself. I'm standing next to the hors d'oeuvres and I'm saying, oh man, all this food's great, but I would never let the kids eat this. I'd of course stick to, something, just healthy and whatever the parents wanted.
Right. Also with us is Digital in the house. Hello. 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 Hello.
But I've been having to take care of my cousin Transit. And she is awesome. She's great. But she can be a little bit of a handful. Especially, but I'm letting her, be her. And, just letting her kind of like, she's expressing herself in a lot of ways.
Hello.
And I don't want to.
Hello. 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 Wow, that's a nice one, Dylan. And later, Cameron tells me that we can expect a special guest. Wow, an inventor.
That's right, Dr. London.
Wow, so go ahead and look forward to that. But before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. So someone covered my yard with toilet paper, and this was written on some of it. The note reads, quote, "Hey, Internet, Papa Clyde died in this chair, but lots of use left and very comfy, God bless." End quote. So, okay, first of all, I'd like to thank you for reaching out to the Jock Doc podcast. So it sounds like this is someone trying to sell a chair, and to me, one of our listeners. So you may want to at least give a deep cleaning to any furniture that someone died whilst occupying, especially if the death was, recent.
Yeah, like lint roll it, probably Febreze it down a bit. I think that's probably all you got to do.
Well, if someone died on it, then you want to...
Yeah, you want to Febreze it, get some of that stank off. But then after that, I guess it depends on what they died of. If they died of smallpox, then you're going to want to Febreze it a little more to get that smallpox smell out of it. And then you're good.
Well, I feel like that, if they died from something, contagious, then you would want to... ideally, you just get a new chair. But, sometimes...
Sorry, I didn't know. Can I just get that from the tree out back?
Okay.
I didn't see any chairs up there, but let me just go get a free chair. Let me just go do that.
Yeah, I know that, people have different budgets, people have different incomes, but what I'm saying...
And some people have to live with dead person chairs.
I guess what I'm saying is
I guess some people might want to live with dead person chairs. So if that's the case, you probably don't want to use the Febreze because you probably want the stank there, right? If you're that kind of guy.
See, to me... So
if you're that kind of guy, I would say just don't do anything. Just keep it as it is and, maybe keep it in a room that's solidly room temperature. So that way it's comfortable to sit in.
Yeah, well, I guess, okay, so to me,
just
the
a
main
room
concern,
temperature room.
Whenever you try to treat, the thing is, if you catch a disease from this couch, then the cost of treating that disease may outweigh the cost of getting a new chair. Do you see?
Oh, well, let me just go out to the tree out back then, I guess. That sounds good to me. Yeah, let me just get a ladder so I can get... Oh, I don't have a ladder either, but that's okay. Let me just go to the ladder tree. I'll get one of those. And then from there, I can go to the chair tree and go to the couch tree and go to the TV tree and get all my stuff for free because I'm Dr. London.
Okay. Well, we can go ahead and move on from there. now for today's medical topic, Histiocytosis X. Histiocytosis X is a chronic interstitial pneumonia caused by an abnormal proliferation of histiocytes. And so histiocytes are a term for tissue-resident macrophages. And macrophages, of course, are part of the immune system. So 90% of patients with histiocytosis X are cigarette smokers. So when I say histiocytosis X, it is a group of disease variants. So you can
I gotta bring up something here that I've been noticing over the last few months of these. I don't know, tests. These are like tests you're giving people, right? This is like school or something. This segment of the podcast. So over the course of a few months of listening to these tests that you've been giving, you keep bringing up how pretty much everything is caused by smoking. It's all smoking this, please stop smoking that, smoke, 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 smoke. It really seems like you're biased against smokers, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, what's the issue? And then I start thinking back to when you and I first started hanging out, and there was a guy that kind of swooped in, stole your girl, wore a leather jacket, wore a motorcycle. What else did he do?
Yeah,
What else did he do?
Okay. Well,
what else did he do, Dr. London? He smoked cigs.
He smoked cigarettes. Okay, well, he did have the leather jacket, but he just called himself Captain V. But like that's not the reason.
He wore a captain's hat.
Yeah. And specifically
instead of
like,
a helmet, and that's how he died.
Yeah, and once again, I had nothing to do with that. It's just okay. So I need to separate this real quick. So a lot of these lung diseases are caused or exacerbated by cigarette smoking. That's a separate thing.
I don't know. It just seems like this is all very pointed. You can't tell me that everything wrong with the lungs points back to smoking.
No.
Something that cool can't be that bad.
Okay, well, yes. Okay, you have to clarify. Not everything bad in the lungs is caused by smoking. That is true. What we're discussing right now isn't, it doesn't always happen with smoking. But smoking tends to worsen problems in the lungs or create problems in the lungs.
And this is on your test?
Yeah, sometimes. Depend, like, not kind of that simply, but yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Continue with your test then.
Okay. And this isn't a test. This is a lesson we're teaching for those who will take tests on the same topic. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I haven't turned in anything. I'm going to be honest. The entire semester, I haven't turned in anything.
Okay, well,
I'm really sorry, but we can talk about that later. I don't want to. That's embarrassing. I don't want to talk about that on the show.
Okay, and I don't. Okay, variants of this disease include eosinophilic granuloma, localized to the bone or lung, and two systemic forms called Lederer-Suet disease and Hanschüler-Christian syndrome. Common findings with these diseases include shortness of breath and non-productive cough. Other possible manifestations are spontaneous pneumothorax, lytic bone lesions, and diabetes insipidus. On chest X-ray, histiocytosis...
what this makes me think of is the time when you're talking about having like a really bad cough, when you were trying to be cool in front of all the cool kids, and you were trying to drink like a soda in a really cool way, and then what happens? You go. Well, first you say, "Watch this." You get everyone's attention. So right then and there, it's instantly uncool. You can't say, "Watch this." You're supposed to do it effortlessly.
But I'd seen it before. I'd seen it done, so I knew it could be done.
And then you threw the Coke bottle up in the air.
Uh-huh.
You're trying to catch it in your mouth and drink it that way. What'd you do?
Okay,
Chipped a tooth.
Yeah.
Chipped a tooth, Dr. London.
The bottle smashed, which was the more alarming. I guess both were alarming.
And then who, right then in that moment, rode in on his motorcycle and said, "Check out this guy," and got everyone laughing? Who said that?
That was Captain V.
That was Captain V. This is your whole career is based on this guy, Dr. London.
No, it's like that. My whole like that. He
Your
didn't
whole
help.
career, your whole dream in life is to prevent other Captain V's from popping up. That's the whole point of all of this. This is insane.
Look, and no disrespect, man, and rest in peace, Captain V.
Yes.
It's tragic what happened to him. On chest X-ray, Histiocytosis X has a honeycomb appearance in the lungs, and CT scan shows cystic lesions. With these prognosis and course are highly variable, and in the end, lung transplantation may be necessary. And Captain V, yeah, we have our history, but I think in the end, we respected each other in our ways.
Didn't he? I mean, he died because he was not wearing a helmet. He was only wearing a captain's hat. But
yeah.
Didn't he also die from being denied a lung transplant? Dr. London?
No. Okay. Well, for one thing, when you say only the hat, that's right. He wasn't, on that specific time, he wasn't wearing any clothes besides the hat. And so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was, incredibly intoxicated.
Yeah.
He was tripping out of his mind.
So, if you're going to put any of the blame anywhere, he was being very unsafe, and he was so... his head was one of the parts bleeding, but, most of him had, been cut up and everything whenever he had his accident. And look, I don't want to dwell on this so much.
Uh-huh.
Captain V, may he rest in peace. I feel like that's saying plenty.
I'm sure he is. He died doing what he loves, which is riding a motorcycle naked except for a captain's hat and being really intoxicated.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, let's go ahead and move on from there then.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get started on the next session. Yeah, sorry, the door opened again. It's not shutting all the way because there's a lot of 2x4s and whatnot everywhere. But that's fine. She looks like Trancy is getting some projects going with some of her friends, and they're just expressing themselves. And looks like they're having a lot of fun here. Looks like they're filling the fish tank with cement. That's all those fish are gonna be dead very quickly, and that's okay.
It doesn't sound okay.
Well, the project is still clearly in its early stages, so it's hard to picture what it's gonna end up being. Okay,
yeah, well, let's, if it's all right, we'll go ahead and move on from there, and then hopefully...
Was that a cow? That was a cow's moo,
like a cow.
Right? Because Trancy has been saying that that's not a cow, that's a classmate. But I mean, she mooed, right?
Are you talking about...
Trancy's friend. She says, "This is my friend, she's a classmate." And I'm saying, I think that's a cow with a wig and some makeup you've put on her. Oh, gosh. Trancy?
Okay. That doesn't...
Trancy, stop. It's... Okay. Just put... It's okay. Oh. Okay, so Trancy's having a lot of fun. I'm just gonna go ahead and just close.
Yeah, close the door. Probably.
I'm just gonna close the door.
It's nothing against Trancy, but
all right,
that does compromise the quality.
Yeah, we can just close the door, and then she's very spirited. She loves expressing herself. She's named Trancy because her parents are really into trance music. They really love DJ Sammy, the guy who did the Heaven cover of the Bryan Adams song in like 2004.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't think we really need to get into Trancy's name origins. But yeah, great that she's in your life and that you're babysitting and that you're proving yourself.
Yeah, I am the world's best babysitter.
Yeah, while your fish tank gets filled up with cement.
And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
It's better that way. I didn't think that I wanted that before she did that, but it's better that way.
Okay, well,
it's heavier that way. At the very least, it's heavier that way. You can't deny that.
No, that's one thing that I don't know that I could deny. It does sound like it'd be heavier. But so we can, and I don't want to rush things, but I feel like we can move on from talking about Trancy. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well,
okay.
You know.
All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London. We have, I think, one of the best guests that any podcast could possibly ever get.
Okay.
I think if you were to make a short list, it would be like Pauly Shore. It would be like, Fisher Stevens.
So what about?
It would be this guy.
Because I thought maybe getting, more sort of popular medical people on, like Dr. Oz is a famous doctor. I don't know if you're aware.
Doctor, that's like a movie from, 80 years ago.
No, sorry.
I love that movie, though.
Not the Wizard
I remember every Halloween being like, oh, Mom, can we watch Dr. Oz? And she would put it on, and we would sit down and watch it, and he would be like, these are the top 10 ways to lose weight.
Yeah, so, anyway, so this guest,
oh yeah, he's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, hello there.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, my name's Randy. That's Randy Grundy.
Oh, hi,
Randy.
Hi,
Randy.
Is it all right if we call you Randy?
Hey, that's my name after all. It's what my parents decided to name me after I was done with the whole birthing thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd rather be called? Because we can call you whatever you want.
I don't know. I've gotten pretty attached to the whole Randy thing. Randy's fine. Randy'll do.
Okay. So my name is drlondonsmith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron.
Hey.
Oh, nice to meet both of you.
Yeah, all right. So Randy, what brings you on the show?
All right, so here's the thing. I am a wonderful inventor. I have made some excellent products over the years. The disinfectant for chairs that, like, when people die in it, you can pour this over it and, like, it's okay to sit in. Yeah, that was me. I invented that.
Febreze? Is that what you're referring to?
Well, it's like Febreze, but it's like medical grade Febreze. I work in medical a lot with my inventions.
Oh, wow. You work in medical.
That's what it says on my business card.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Randy Grundy, he's medical.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a lot scribbled on here, actually.
Now, Randy,
I got a lot of information.
I want to hear about, I guess I haven't met a ton of inventors other than myself, really. Where do you get your inspirations from?
All right, so here's what I do, and I do this every single night. I have a ritual for my inventions. I get home around 8 o'clock or so after I'm done, hanging out with the guys, shooting a few rounds of pool.
Yep.
You know how it is, drinking some Dr. Peppers in the back alley. I get home and I call my mother. And we have a nice conversation, maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. I hang up, I go to bed, I bring a pen, I bring some paper. And when I wake up at 4 in the morning, I write down the first thing that comes to my mind.
It's like...
Most of the time it's garbage,
yeah.
But sometimes magic happens, like the disinfectant for dead people chairs.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I feel like if I wrote what I thought of whenever I woke up in the middle of the night, I would write down something like sleepy or very tired.
Oh, that's 90% of the papers that I've got, man.
Okay.
It's just Z, 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 Z.
Yeah, but sometimes I try to think of different ways to write the Z's, and maybe that'll work, but they just wind up looking like that thing in grade school that everybody wrote, the weird-looking S.
Oh, yeah. The, like, Stu CS or whatever.
I never met that guy. I don't know.
He didn't go to my school.
I want to know. So we're talking about your inventions. How many inventions have you invented?
Now, how many have I invented, or how many successfully made it onto the market? That's a very important distinction.
Ooh, I would love to know both.
Okay, so I have invented over 3,072 different things.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
And how many of those have made it to market?
The disinfectant for the chairs that people died in.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, that's incredible. So that must be the best. Is that the best of the best, or are there some that you haven't that you're like really rooting for that haven't made it to market yet?
Well, I've got a couple of things in mind, and one of them I'm actually pitching to you, drlondonsmith.com, today.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, Dr. London. I have been talking about getting into products and inventions for so long.
Yeah, you've been...
I keep pitching stuff to this guy, and he just shoots it down. I'm all for this.
Okay.
Oh, you can't do that. You got to have an open mind when people pitch things to you. Otherwise, you're just going to be a really bad batter. You got to swing at some of those pitches.
And that's what I'm saying. And he says, like, I don't have a glove. I don't have a bat. Like, I'm just, like, trying to get ready in the morning as I'm, throwing these ideas at him, in the form of a
physical...
written on a base. I mean, it's written on a baseball.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything with them. I don't even think he reads them after they, hit his face.
Well, I pass out at that point. Anyway, so Randy, could you tell us some of these inventions you've come up with?
All right, so some of the ones that I've come up with in the past that I'm really sad never made it to market. I made this ladder that you can climb on when you want to get into a tree, but it's only for trees.
Wow.
It's a tree-specific ladder. What happens if you try to use it on something that's not a tree?
Oh, it falls apart immediately.
So
wow.
And just to clarify, a tree isn't using it to climb.
Oh no, it's not a ladder for trees. It's a ladder for trees.
For use on a tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you really struggle with that, Dr. London? I feel like that is a very stupid question.
Well,
yes.
You've pitched enough inventions to me that I do have to really be specific because, sometimes you've really...
Well, anyway,
yeah.
we have to be unanimous about this, but I'm saying I'm all in. I say let's go for it. Dr. London, what do you think?
Okay, so a lot of times someone will invent something because there's an item that they want that doesn't exist, and they want to, and that they see a demand for it, and they fill that demand. But a ladder that is specific for use on trees, how is that better than one that is general use that can also be used on trees?
Look,
Randy?
Here's the thing. drlondonsmith.com. Let me tell you about this and why it works so incredibly well. Let's say that you're getting a kitchen together, all right?
All right.
And you got to hire some cooks.
Okay.
You're gonna want a dude who's really good at bread. You're gonna want a dude who's really good at soup. You're gonna want the guy that can get those little stains off of the dishes.
Yes. Yep.
You can't
salt
just have.
Guy, you want a salt
guy. You
guy?
gotta have a salt guy, and it can't be the same as the pepper guy. Don't be cheap.
No.
But what I'm saying is, a kitchen is better when you have people assigned to specific roles. I feel that ladders are just like cooks.
So you're wanting to maybe break out to ladders for all sorts of different reasons. So you start with a tree ladder, maybe you have a roof ladder, maybe you have like your painting indoors ladder. Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, a whole line of them, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So instead of just one stupid ladder that could break at any time, You've got ladders that will only break if they're used for the wrong thing.
Exactly. And can you imagine how beautiful it's going to look in your garage when you have 6 ladders right next to each other, all with their own specific use?
I mean, this is incredible. Doctor, I'm giving the thumbs up. Dr. London, thumbs up, thumbs down. What are you voting?
Okay, so one of those...
Come on, man. What is it?
The analogy you gave with the cooks...
Yeah.
So you'd like for a cook to be able to function as a bread guy, as whatever. Like if one of them stops working for whatever reason, if they're fired, if they move on to another job, you'd like the other cook to be able to sub in potentially. And so
oh man, you've never been in a kitchen, Dr. London. You're saying that you're going to have the soup guy working with the bread guy? I mean, Dr. London.
Is this guy serious?
You think the salt guy is going to be handling paprika?
No way.
So what I'm saying is you'd like if...
You think the honey guy and the graham cracker guy are the same guy? No, they're 2 different guys who are brought out every once in a while.
Okay, so I guess the issue I'm seeing is that, once again, if your cook falls apart, just crumbles whenever they're assigned a new task, then I see an issue. So anyway, so with the ladder thing, I think we might have to move on to the next thing because I would like to...
All right, he's not... I'm really sorry, Randy. Dr. London here doesn't seem to be going for it. What else you got?
Well, you know what? The ladder thing's been rejected by plenty of other people. I don't take it personally. The thing that I came here to talk to you about today... All right, let me set this up for you, all right?
Okay, so this is a build-up.
Ooh.
All right, so imagine this. You're at home.
Okay, I'm rat home, like you said.
Okay.
I'm in a rat home, and there are all these rats around.
If that's your situation, sure. You're in your rat home. You're woken up by the sound of the rats, and the rats are so loud because you're so hungover. And you go to your rat bathroom,
right,
and you open up your medicine cabinet, and you see the Tylenol, and you're like, okay. But I don't know if I want to do too much of the Tylenol. So you grab your pill splitter, and you split your Tylenol in half. You following me so far?
Yeah, so these are already rat portions.
Am I a rat, or is this just a normal... Am I the size of a
I'm
rat?
struggling with
or
this
is this
too.
just...
Okay, so...
Am I just in an apartment or a home, or that just has a bunch of rats?
Is this medicine sized down to rat size, and then I'm splitting it further, or am I splitting a giant pill for...
This is exactly what I'm wondering.
I feel like the forest may have gotten lost for a couple of trees here. I feel like some salt chefs are taking over the roles of bread chefs, but...
Well, I think this is actually a great opportunity then to use the ladder that works on trees, because then we can climb up high on the tree, and then we can look over the forest and get and see our way home.
See, this guy gets it.
Well, yeah, but then at that point you kind of left the rat's house altogether. The rat home. Okay, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so, okay. Like you said, you get your pill splitter, you split your Tylenol, your rat-sized Tylenol.
Just scale everything down.
Okay.
Just assume that. Scale it all down. Okay. So you split your pill, and then you think...
You get your pill chef to split your pills in half.
If you're fancy and rich, sure. So you got your split pill, and then you're thinking, you know what? This is a wicked hangover. I gotta do the whole thing. But now you have 2 halves of a pill.
Okay.
What do? You want to take the whole thing, but you've only got 2 halves.
Why did I do that?
Right.
Yeah, what would I... How... Where did I lose my hole?
Okay, so I have the 2 pills. I want to
take
the
2 halves.
Yeah, sorry, the 2 halves of 1 pill.
Yeah.
Would I go...
And my wife is a rat?
Okay, you know what? Cameron does have to have this kind of thing all sorted before we can move on, usually.
Of course,
so
of course.
What's Cameron's rat family situation?
I just needed to know my wife. I can figure out the rest from there.
Oh, sure, no problem. So your wife is going to be, for the sake of example, I'm going to say human but rat-sized.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Okay, the name that came to me was Henrietta. I don't know if that's helpful.
I was just gonna say like Rat Queen.
Yeah, well, is she a queen? Wow, Cameron.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow,
congrats.
you've got some connections in the rat community. I'm real impressed with you. Maybe we can trade some contact info later on.
Yeah, this sounds great.
And how long have you been together? You and Rat Queen.
Yeah, Randy, how long have we been together?
Oh, I'm gonna say maybe 2.5 years. It still feels a little fresh, but it's the cracks are starting to show, so to speak. That's why you went out late to the rat bar and you had all those rat drinks.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I got wasted.
And that's why we are in this
Okay.
predicament with
Absolutely.
2 halves of 1 pill.
That you want to
So
take.
okay, so what do we do, Randy? What do we do?
What you do? You put the pills back together with my invention, the pill put togetherer.
Okay.
Whoa.
Is it like some type of paste or?
It's a very, very thin layer of non-toxic glue. You put it in the little machine, you press the button, it makes a little whoop sound, and then next thing you know, you got the pill again.
Oh, okay. So it's not like you're just gluing them together. You have a machine that does all this work for you.
Oh yeah, I'm not just going to sell glue.
Okay.
Who am
you're
I,
gonna
Elma?
sell-
Okay. That is what it sounded like at first, and it looks like I can see your product table over there, and it does look like just a sheet over a bottle of glue, as far as I can tell. Can we see the machine?
Oh, of course, let me remove the sheet here, and as you can see, it's in the shape of a bottle of glue, but that's just to throw you off.
Oh.
Okay, and so whenever, I guess my next question would be, or I guess one of my questions would be, when you're trying to sell this, do you have a lot of, I guess, rat creatures that are looking to buy this? Because I can see how you might have a market in humans, but I don't even think I've seen a rat take a Tylenol before.
Have you
Yeah,
ever...
this is a good point by Dr. London. I think the focus on rats might be hurting your product. I think maybe you need to think of a new marketing
Species. Yeah, a new species to focus on.
All that I'm going to say is, if you've ever spent a morning with a hungover rat, you understand how important this product is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I haven't done that, so I don't want to judge someone else's experience. Okay, I'm on board. I say let's go for it, Dr. London. I'm giving the thumbs up.
Okay, well, once again, if this is asking for our money, our funding, then I would say no, because once again, I don't see the market.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's
The
fine. I'm not looking for money here. What I'm looking for is endorsement.
Okay, well, I don't.
I'm giving the thumbs up, Dr. London. Let's get your approval. Let's get that endorsement. Come on.
No.
I'd like to cut an ad with you promoting the pill put together, if at all possible, if you give it the thumbs up.
Okay, well, for one thing, I've said that I'm kind of all specialties of doctor, but one thing I'm not is a veterinarian. I'm not a rat doctor. So
Yeah, we got to solve the rat thing first.
So I don't know if there's a way to, like, I don't want to be too presumptive, but is there a rat-based medical podcast that you might be better to appeal to instead? That's my thinking. If you want the endorsement of someone who will move product for you.
Well, I went to the Rat Doc podcast, and they said no. If I can be honest with you, I'm an honest guy. You can always trust Randy Grundy. That's what I always say.
So, okay, well, and what were their reasons for not endorsing it? Because for them, all of these giant problems seem like they'd be gone in a sense, because they're not. Because to us, we are giants in comparison.
Yeah, they didn't think that there was really a market for it. They weren't sure if too many rats were going to use it. And I was like, have you ever spent the morning with a hungover rat? And
Right.
they didn't follow that line as well as you two did.
Well, they're rats. They're stupid. I mean, they're not. They're.
Hey now.
That isn't nice, Cameron. That was really mean.
I
I don't know if we have
I
a rat.
didn't realize this
listeners.
was controversial, but okay.
Calling
Sure.
any creature stupid's kind of mean.
I don't think you can prove that I said
don't-
that.
Okay. Oh, okay. You're gonna. Okay. Well, DJ Dylan, can we?
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, do you have any other inventions, Randy? Anything that you've been trying to? Like anything maybe less rat specific.
Less rat specific. So is that going to be a no from you?
For this one, I think I'm going to have to give I don't want to give a thumbs down. I think pretty neutral because, it's just not my field.
So, okay, this is interesting. So instead of being Dr. London approved, can maybe on the packaging it says Dr. London is neutral on this, and it's kind of a picture of him with his arms crossed, not frowning or pouting, but just not smiling either, just kind of just looking straight ahead.
Maybe a raised
maybe looking
eyebrow.
at it, maybe it's a picture of him looking at his phone.
You see, I like that because it's not a negative review. It's not a positive review. But it's still endorsement.
It's acknowledging that it exists. Dr. London is saying, hey, I have seen this, and I know that it's there.
If we specifically put this exists, and that's all, then that sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. So, all right. So we've agreed on Dr. London's neutral endorsement of the product.
Oh, great. So maybe we could still cut that ad then. It just has a much more neutral approach than it did in my mind.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Great,
Okay.
great. I brought a recorder with me right now if you just kind of want to maybe do a quick little rough cut of this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this would be great.
Oh,
Dr.
fantastic.
London, are
Great,
you
great. Okay.
prepared for this?
Okay.
All right, yep.
Okay.
Sit down, get comfortable. There we go,
I'm in the
there
Rat
we
Kingdom.
go.
I'm in the Rat
Okay.
Kingdom. I'm in the Rat Kingdom. Okay.
Yep, Rat Kingdom. I'm just going to do a little bit of a quick intro here, and then it's all you, drlondonsmith.com. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Hi, it's Randy Grundy here for the Pill Put Together, your favorite rat Tylenol hungover solution. Here to tell you all about it is drlondonsmith.com.
This product exists.
Yes.
And that's a wrap. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we'll get a check.
That's a rat?
Yeah, that's a rat.
That's a wrap.
Cool.
That's a rat. That's good, actually. That's a good slogan. I don't want
That's a rat.
to hand it to you or anything, but
Yeah, DJ Dylan, can you play back Dr. London saying that's a rat? And you can use that sound clip in your ads too.
that's a rat.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I can use that in all of my products. It won't make any sense,
Yeah.
but I've got drlondonsmith.com backing me on this.
As long as you
I mean,
pay us.
in your
for-
you have 3,000 plus inventions. I mean, surely some other ones are rat based, right?
To be fair, I said I had 3,072 inventions. 3,000 of them are rat-based.
Then yeah, you can use that audio for. I would say it sounds like most of your inventions.
The other 72 were ladders.
Yeah, we've got Dr. London saying nothing on ladders.
Yeah.
He's refusing to talk about it.
That's a shame. You really got to get on the ground level of this one.
No, I don't think I do. Have you tried pitching the ladder idea to anyone else?
Yeah, the rats didn't like it.
Okay, so the only two you've gone to have been I get a rat people, a rat kingdom of some kind, and us.
That is accurate. Yes.
Okay. Just curious. Okay, so any other products that any other inventions that you've been trying to kind of get out there, or
All right. So picture this. You're sitting there and you're in your home, but you're a bird.
okay,
And like
okay,
you want to groom your feathers, but even though your head can rotate all the way back, you just can't reach those feathers in the middle of your back. So what you
Yeah,
do
please.
is you mount this little thing that I have, this little strip of sandpaper that is in the shape of a tree to make you feel even more at home, and you just rub your little back feathers on it and you're good.
Do you have this invention to show us?
I do, actually. I keep 3 of them with me at all times in case of emergency. One for me, one for whoever I'm talking to, and one for promotion.
Perfect. Yeah, let me see that thing.
Yeah, here you go. If you can just stick it maybe right there under that little poster of like the lungs.
Yeah, well, I know it's meant for a bird, and so it's very small. But I just wanted to try it on my back. Dr. London, can you scratch my back with that bad boy?
It's okay. So here's the issue I'm seeing with it. This is meant for birds specifically.
Well, it's designed with birds in mind, which is the slogan on it. But
so it is sandpaper. So normally I would think to get past the feathers on a bird, it would have to have bristles or something, like a brush. But this seems like the sandpaper would just smooth right on over the feathers.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that Dr. London was like a bird expert all of a sudden.
yeah, I didn't realize that you had your doctorate in birdology as well.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy just knows everything about birds all of a sudden. He's just decided, he's from Bird County, Florida.
2 out of 5 birds.
I'm from the bird zone.
2 out of 5 birds loved it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I guess I can't speak for them or whatever, ornithologists.
All right, well, I'm saying we're going to buy it, and Dr. London is going to endorse it.
It is just sandpaper then, to clarify.
But I cut it out in the shape of a tree. Come on.
Yeah, but he cut it for you.
Well, I cut it
McDonald's, it's just a hamburger. You can buy a hamburger at the grocery store, but someone's preparing it for you. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the service.
It's that special Grundy touch.
Okay, so really what you're selling is the Randy Grundy brand.
The Randy Grundy experience, if you will.
Yeah.
So let's record an ad for this one too.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay,
See,
I've got the recorder.
I don't know if... Okay, I guess I can do another This Exists, but...
I mean, yeah, Dr. London, you have a few seconds here to make up your mind on what you're going to say. You get to choose.
Okay.
But yeah, Randy, go ahead, start your recorder.
All right, and here we go. Hi, this is Randy Grundy for the Feather Scratcher 2000. And here to tell you all about it is my good buddy, drlondonsmith.com.
This is literally just sandpaper.
And that's a rat.
That is a rat.
That's a rat. Perfect. London, can we get you saying, that's a bird?
That's a bird. I don't know if that really works as well.
Oh, and you know what? We might get sued by the Portlandia people.
Yeah. Put a bird... Well, can't say it.
Can't say it,
Put that on it. Put that on
just
it.
Say,
Excuse me.
Yeah, just say... Yeah, let's hear you saying, put that on it.
Put that on it.
And we'll just use that.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Can I get that clean?
Get a clearer one?
Yeah.
Put that on it.
Perfect.
And actually, that seems too valuable, actually, now that I think about it. So that one, we are going to charge extra for that soundbite, that last one, because that had a tune to it.
All right, what if I gave you a royalty cut for my next 3 inventions?
Ooh, I don't expect much from those.
Sold.
I hear sold.
Sold. Whatever you want. I'm giving you a blank check.
No,
DJ Lynn, can you play the I'm giving you a blank check sound effect?
No, not that one.
Oh, I think that's legally binding.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's why we have it.
Well, the amount of legal fees we had to go through to get that to be legally binding. Okay.
Well, it's
Dr. London, I don't want to interrupt here, but are we gonna have to? I mean, we're gonna have to get to the chore wheel.
I know.
At a certain point.
I was about to say the same thing. There is a chore wheel situation, and Randy Grundy. I don't want to have to involve you in this.
No. Randy needs to be involved in it.
Yeah.
I like to be in the loop.
Okay. So over the past, we've been doing this podcast for over a year, and during that time, we've kind of put off these chores. They're just little tasks. Some of them are, community service oriented or just, errands we need to run. And so we've put together all of these tasks, each agenda, onto a wheel that we spin every week. And so now it's simple, it's easy. We just spin it, and then each of us contributes a part to it, and then it's done for that week. So
Yeah, and Dr. Lund, do you want to go ahead and spin it? I've been spinning it so much. I think you've earned it.
yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and it says death row meals. So, okay, we do have to.
Yeah, this one.
We've got to get this information to our lawyers for our will.
Yeah.
If the way we're gonna die is from being on death row, we have to get this approved now.
Yeah, because it takes a long time for it to get through the process. You have to file it now because the bureaucracy will, tangle it up.
So before the podcast, we went ahead and we wrote down what our final meals would be if we were on death row. And I thought to make this fun, because, chores can be fun too, we're going to all just stick our hand in the hat. We're going to read whatever we pull out. We're going to read whatever final meal is on the piece of paper. And then at the end, we can guess whose is whose. Does that sound all right, Randy?
Yeah, that sounds excellent. I'm ready.
Yeah, and it makes sense too, and it's easy to understand because each of us has already written in one of these. Randy, you wrote one, obviously. I wrote one.
Of course.
Cameron did. We had a few people on the street that we met write some as well. I don't expect us to get one of those, but who knows? So, all right, let's each draw.
Okay, Dr. London, do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay. So, for final meal on death row, and this is, obviously just eventuality protection thing. Okay. All right, so it says one of those big cakes that a person can fit into, and inside is a person, and whenever it comes time for the meal to come to them, then they open the lid and hand you a key to escape. Okay, yeah, just escape was kind of spelled weird. And then in parentheses it says you'll use this to escape the prison, and you won't be on death row anymore. So that whoever's this was thought that they could just get out of this with some sort of an invention. Randy? Randy, is there any chance that you wrote this one?
Oh, my
No, you don't have to reveal. You don't have to reveal. This is personal.
Okay. It's a sensitive.
Oh, no. I think we should reveal after each one, right?
Okay. No, either way works.
Randy, are you comfortable talking about this? I know this is a very personal subject.
Oh, I might be confessing to a few things here, and I don't know why I wrote that down if I was so worried about it, but yeah, that was me.
Okay.
I mean, this is just showing. I mean, can we endorse that idea, Dr. London? Can you endorse that's a genius idea?
No.
Real quick. All right, I hit the recorder. Hi, this is Randy Grundy for the cake that gets you out of prison. Here to tell you more about it is my friend drlondonsmith.com.
This is a key to escape.
That's a rat.
Okay. Let's see. Randy, would you like to go next? Read whatever yours is?
Sure. Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking at the paper here. Let me get my readers on. Okay. It says a Totino's potty pizza that has been microwaved just long enough to be soggy and rubbery, and then is coated in hot sauce and ranch dressing.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to think. Which one of you two would have that as their final meal?
That's a fair debate.
My line of thinking here is that, Cameron, we've talked chefs. We've had the chef talk.
That's right.
I know you know how food works.
Yep.
You wouldn't do this.
That's right.
So my guess, it's got to be you, drlondonsmith.com.
It's got to be Dr. London's.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like you're cheating a little bit because it's also the meal that I have spread out in front of me. And yeah, it's kind of my go-to. And if I don't have it, I don't feel like I've really finished my day.
It's closure. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, you say we're cheating, but you're the one who chose to eat that right now. We're the ones who are supposed to be guessing your
Look, you talked all about eating a food, and I'm like, man, this is making me hungry. What else was I going to do?
Yeah, I guess that's...
Oh, let's have our final meals talk. Oh, well, you're bringing out your desire for final meal? Yes, obviously. Fine, Cameron, how about you read yours?
Well, I guess we know already that the one I'm going to read is going to be mine.
It could be anyone's. Remember someone on the street?
Yeah, that's true. Let me fish in there. All right. It says garbage out of the garbage can. I don't really remember, because we wrote all these down, but then we all, when we took like those roofies right after. So I don't really remember what I had written down. So this could be anyone.
You took them for all of us. You kept saying, this one's for you. Took it. This one's for you. Then you took another one.
I wouldn't remember. I took 3 roofies, London.
You could have split those and put those back together.
Oh, man. If only I had done that. But in any case, it's garbage out of the garbage can. That does sound like something I would have wrote, but that also sounds like something that someone off the street would have written. So,
yeah.
Let's just call it a wash.
Could have been anything. Could have been anyone.
I mean, have we completed this chore? Have we
I think
solved
so.
it? Okay, great.
All right, yeah, finally get another one of these done. It's so bad if you let the chores pile up, so I'm glad we are taking care of them. All right, well, if that's I feel like we've covered, a lot of inventions today. Randy, Grundy, I feel like we've covered a lot of what you had to bring to the table. It seems like you've at least gotten some constructive criticism, maybe how rat-based your future products should be or maybe should not.
Well, I've got the slogan, "That's a rat" now, so my future's cut out for me.
Yeah.
That's a rat.
That's a rat. So, anyway, Randy, do you have anything else you'd like to, how can our listeners, hear more from you, or do you have anything else to promote or plug?
Yeah, I did want to talk about this. Whenever I need some advice on how to communicate better with the rats, what they might be into, other rat-based things, I listen to my favorite rat-based podcast, Dead Waves. Dead Waves is an improvised paranormal podcast where a psychic, a ghost, and a demon take the problems that their listeners have over the phone and they try to solve them.
Okay. And that's rat-based? Is that specifically rat-based?
Art is all about interpretation, drlondonsmith.com.
He wouldn't know a thing about that, trust me. He's the evil villain trying to shut down the arts center in all movies from 1987 to 1991.
Oh, that's the worst. Okay. But yeah, they give advice to their listeners. They make funny jokes, and it's a good time. You should check it out on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. They got those.
Okay.
Yeah, just your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that sounds great. So that's Dead Waves Radio.
Just Dead Waves.
Podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just Dead Waves. But it is like you'd find it the way that you would find a podcast.
Think of a podcast, and you're halfway there. That's a rat.
Okay. It sounds like that's a rat. So, thank you to Randy Grundy for coming on the podcast.
No, thank you.
All right, and thank you to Cameron, our producer.
Hey, actually, we haven't heard from Trancy in a while. That's kind of odd, right?
Yeah, I was thinking so too, but I didn't want to.
Okay, let me just.
Didn't want to bring it up.
Here, I'm just gonna open the door here. It's nothing. It's just a cold wind blowing through. Should I investigate this? Or I should just leave this alone, right? I should just shut the door and leave this alone?
Yeah, I don't think it's... let's not mess with that.
Yeah, you know what? I let her handle herself on all the other stuff she was dealing with. I'm just gonna go ahead and just Shut the door here. All right. Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, as I said, thank you to Cameron. Thank you to Digital in the House.
Oh, you can't do that. You gotta have an open mind when people pitch things to you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be a really bad batter. You gotta swing at some of those pitches.
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 That's a rat. 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 My name is drlondonsmith.com, and this has been the Jock Doc Podcast.
See ya.
There's glass everywhere. You lift your head up, wincing in pain at the various portions of your face that have been sliced, and even slightly diced, by the transparent shards. You shake your head in reaction to it for a moment, but even that slight motion invites a tiny breeze that makes every pinprick that much sharper, heightened. Still, though, it was worth it. When you made that fat joke about the guy who, used to be fat, but then got really fit and skinny, so now it really just exposed you for the bully that you were before that, rather than finding a legitimate current punchline. Well, the only way to recover from that situation was to say, and now, da-da-da-da, and jump out the window. You save face, if only maybe in the metaphorical sense, since your actual face is likely deeply scarred at this point. Speaking of deeply scarring jokes, don't forget to leave a 5-star review of the Jock Doc podcast, in which you describe your own unfortunate attempt at a joke that ended up just revealing your true flawed character. And consider supporting us by becoming a Patreon on the Jock Doc Podcast Patreon. And while you're at it, go ahead and share the Jock Doc Podcast with a friend or foe. You can send them a link to your favorite episode, or just send them our handy website, jockdocpodcast.com. And don't forget to take a peek at our posts on social media. We are at Jock Doc Podcast. Thanks for listening.